You just woke up and you have a stiff neck. We are going to give you a 10 to 15 minute routine to start your day on a better foot. And the first thing we are going to do is to apply local heat to the area. 5 or 15 minutes, we put a bag in the micro, a bag of seeds, and we leave it on so that it becomes vascularized. And so that the first part of that first heat is removed a little bit, stiffness. Once this heat is done to increase a little bit the flexibility of the area, we take it off and we are going to start the first exercise. What are we going to do? Sitting on the bed, we still haven't got up yet. And we're going to take our nose and we're going to bring it down. We are going to get as low as we can. And from here, we are going to count 10 breaths. We get down here. Attempt to control your breath for 10 seconds in an effort to minimize its volume. When we have done the 10 breaths, we are going to go back slowly towards the middle and we are going to go towards the opposite. And we are going to go towards the opposite. We are going to bring the nape of the neck towards the back as much as we can. And from here, we are going to count another 10 breaths. Take slow, controlled breaths as we prepare to do a second series. Our goal is to push ourselves a bit further than the first time, but always ensuring there is no pain. Let's strive to exceed even our previous limits while maintaining comfort. Take a breath and try to count 10 more breaths calmly. We would do 10, go back to the middle, and on the next mobilization, we're going to go backwards. And that would be our first exercise. Next exercise, we've already worked on flexion extension. We're going to go with rotations. What are we going to do? We're going to try to bring the chin towards the shoulder. Important. When we do these exercises, we can't be slumped forward, and with the neck in flexion, we have to be upright and the neck a little bit straight. We have to be upright and the neck a little bit tucking the chin inwards. From this position, now yes, we are going to take the chin towards our shoulder. And as far as we can reach without pain, with a little bit of tension on the other side, and here you are going to keep another 10 breaths, always deep. Take 10 more breaths, always with deep and controlled inhales and exhales. We are going to take the air through the nose. We will release it through the mouth. As time elapses, witness how the breaths progress in forward movement. Gradually, the tension and tightness in the muscles begins to fade away. In a symmetrical pattern, we then proceed to replicate the same movement on the opposite side. In this instance, we tilt the chin towards the left shoulder. Surely you have one side with more stiffness than the other, so if one side you can move less because of pain, then you stop it a little earlier. We turn, and once we are here, we start the breaths. We take with the nose and release with the mouth. And release with the mouth. Very deep and very slow breaths. We always come back very slowly. Remember that we are going to do 10 on each side. Yeah, and now we would put the next movement, which will be, instead of chin to shoulder, it will be ear to shoulder, exactly the same. We start from an upright position, light double chin position, chin in, and now we are going to bring the ear to the shoulder. The ear to the shoulder. We keep it here and while we are breathing. It is normal to notice muscular tension in this area, but it does not have to be painful. We would slowly go back to the middle. We would do 10 as in all the exercises, and now left ear, left shoulder. We arrive and breathe. We go back slowly. We are going to do 10 of each of the two, and then we repeat a second series, and exactly as I told you in the first exercise, in the second series, we have to try to go even a little bit further than the first one. Third exercise, we are going to do a self-massage. We are going to use a good cream. I really like to work with this one. So we're going to put a little bit on the fingers, and the first thing we're going to do is a palmar massage, with the palm of the hand sliding over the entire trapezius muscle. All over the trapezius muscle, which is this muscle over here. Here we can, little by little, we can increase the pressure, as long as it is controlled and not painful. And we can be here between 2 to 5 minutes, depending on how much you feel that you are relieved. Once we have done this first self-massage, the second one we are going to do, we are going to take with the fingertips, with the thumb, and we are going to come to these little hollows of the neck, and we are going to come to these little hollows of the neck, and we are going to, let's do longitudinal. Longitudinal passes upwards. We are going to go and fingers a little bit in that little hole that is generated. Don't hurt yourselves, don't press too hard. We simply want to make a few gentle passes that will relax the muscle and increase vascularization. It is normal for the skin to become a little red. And we would spend another 2 or 5 minutes working here in different planes, going up from the lower neck. going up from the lower part of the neck to the upper part. I will show you just one side, but you have the ability to practice both at home. For our fourth exercise, we will begin with the stretches. We will perform one for the front of the neck and another for the back of the neck. Let's start with the first stretch known as ecom, short for sternocleidomastoid. This particular muscle is located right here. Now, how do we perform this stretch? To stretch the left side, we'll bring our chin towards our right shoulder. And from here, we're going to bring our head back. Here already, many of you will be noticing a stretching sensation all over this area. If you have a lot of flexibility and you don't feel any stretch, we're going to take our hands and we're going to take the clavicle, which is where it inserts, and we're going to pull it down. Now the stretching sensation has increased considerably. Then from here, we're going to hold for 30 to 40 seconds, depending on how comfortable you are, and repeat it 3. You will recite the phrase and we will repeat it 3 times. And naturally, we always complete the action on both sides. Moving on to the fifth exercise, we shall now proceed to stretch the trapezius muscle. The stretch will primarily be felt on the side with a slight sensation in the back. How do we perform this stretch? To stretch the left side, for instance, we shall tilt the right ear towards the right shoulder. And once we're here, what we're going to do is bring the chin to the opposite side. Here. Here I, for example, am already feeling the stretching sensation. If you don't feel it, we can pull a little bit more with the hand, and the other trick is to put the hand backwards to descend the scapula. The scapula. It would be like this, and we rotate. You know, we keep that tension there for 30 or 40 seconds, and we would do it twice. I'm going to show you the other side so that you can see it also. We're going to bring the left ear to the left shoulder on the right side, and now chin to the right shoulder. From here, do we want to increase more? Then we pull with our left hand on the head, and the right hand, we put it down here. And we increase the stretch there, and we'll hold it for 30 or 40 seconds. And we will do 2 series on each side. Sixth exercise, we have already given mobility, we have already massaged, we have already stretched the muscles. We are going to start activating them to activate the circulation. Super simple exercise. We are going to take our shoulders and we are going to make wide and very slow circles. First forward, we do 10, and then another 10 backwards, trying to make them as wide as possible, slow and controlled as possible. We do 10. Perform 10 forward movements, followed by 10 backward movements. Take a brief pause and proceed to a second series. It is now time to conclude with the 7th and final exercise. Let us rise and leave the bed. And then what we are going to do is a global mobilization of the whole spine. How are we going to do it? We are going to go first with the neck. We are going to put the chin inwards, and we are going to flex our neck little by little on our neck. Once we have flexed the whole neck, we are going to start bending our dorsal area. And finally, we lower our lumbars all the way down, maintaining the position for a brief moment before retracing the same path back. We go first with the lumbar, dorsal stretch, and finally, we stretch the neck. And we are going to repeat this between 5 and 10 times, depending on how good it feels. Double chin, flex the neck. Begin arching backwards, commence arching the lower back. Hold a little bit and undo the same. First from the bottom, the middle of the back, and finally the neck. So every day you wake up with neck pain or stiffness, you have to do this routine. You no longer have an excuse to stay in bed when your neck hurts. Your neck hurts. If you liked it, leave us a nice like, subscribe to the channel, and in the little bell, we will notify you of all the videos. And as we always say, until next time and beyond, goodbye.